Okay, this is question 9 of the 2013 calculator paper. The question is, which arrows show the approximate locations of the square root of 2 and pi on the number line? Pause the video and answer the question. Now, if you take your calculator, the square root of 2 is approximately equal to 1.41 and pi is approximately equal to 3.1415. So we're looking for a number that is approximately 1.4. We can see here we've got 1 and 1.5. So B would be approximately 1.4, and we're also looking for 3.1 roughly, or 3.14, and C, this is 3 and that's 3.5, so C would roughly be 3.14. So your answer is going to be B and C. Okay. Now for question 10 of the 2013 paper. Okay, 4.5 million taxpayers gave to charities in 2008, and the average donation was $523 per taxpayer. What was the total amount given to charities by these taxpayers in 2008? Pause the video and attempt the question. Okay, now 4.5 million, we need to write it as a number rather than 4.5 million. So it's 4.5 times 1 million, which has 6 zeros. So entering that on your calculator, 4.5 times 1 million is 4,500,000. Now we multiply the 4,500,000 by $523, and that gives us a total of 353,500,000, and that answer is the third one there. So you can just shape that bubble in. Okay, question 11 of the 2013 calculator paper. And the question is, this is the floor plan of a room. What is the sum of the 6 marked interior angles? And we can see them marked there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause the video and attempt the question. Okay, now you may be able to work out the size of this angle straight away. We can see that this is a reflex angle. Now this angle here on the other side is a right angle. I'll just fix that. So if this angle here is a right angle, then this marked angle here would be 360 minus 90, which is 270 degrees. So this angle in here would be 270. And so you've got 5 lots of 90. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots of 90 plus 270. Now that's one way to do the question. So 5 times 90 plus 270 is equal to 450. That's the 5 times 90 plus 270, which is 720 degrees. Now the other way of doing the question is to put a little dividing line here, and we can say that this angle up here, just moving that in now, that this angle here marked there is 90 degrees. So we've got in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 90-degree angles, plus we've got this other bit here around here, which is a straight line. So we've got 6 lots of 90 plus 180 degrees, which will give us 720 degrees as well. So that's 2 ways of doing that question there. Now for question 13 of the 2013 calculator paper. Tim earned $300 in 5 days. After the first day, he earned $10 more each day than the day before. How much did Tim earn on that first day? Okay, what you can do, you can try these different answers, for example, and try $30 on the first day, then 40 on the next, 50, etc. I'll show you how to do that. So like I said, one way of doing this question, you could, for example, try this first answer. Is the answer 30? So if we think it's 30, we can go, right, $30 on the first day, $10 more for the second day would be $40, then $10 more would be 50, plus 60 plus 70, then you'll need to add those up. Now remember, this is a calculator section, so you can just take your calculator out and add them up. And the answer's $250, which is not $300. So what you can then do is try the next answer. For example, if he earns $40 on the first day, then he would earn 50 on the second day, 60 on the third, then 70, then 80. If you add them all up, you will get an answer of $300. So the answer is $40. Now, another way of doing this question is to use algebra, which I will show you here. So you can let the amount earned on the first day equal x. So therefore the amount earned on the second day would be x plus 10. Third day, x plus 20, because it's $10 more than the day before. The fourth day, it would be x plus 30. And on the fifth day, the fourth day, it's x plus 30. And on the fifth day, it would be x plus 40. Now the total earned in those 5 days, you add up all of these expressions. So you would get x plus x plus x plus x plus x, which is 5x. And you would add the 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40, which would give you 100. So that means that 5x plus 100 is equal to everything that he earned in the 5 days, which is $300. Subtracting 100 from both sides, or taking this plus 100 over to the other side, and it would be a minus 100. Then we get 5x equals 200. So to find x, you would divide both sides by 5. And we'll end up with x is 200 divided by 5, which is 40. So I've shaded in $40 there. We're going to go back to question 12 because it appears that I've missed that one out. Okay, to question 12. There are 61 guests at a party and there are 17 more men than women. How many women are at the party? Now you can pause the video and attempt the question. Now, one way you can do the question is just to try the different answers. For example, let's see if the answer is 21. So if there are 21 women at the party and there are 17 more men than women, then the number of women would be 21 and the number of men would be 21 plus 17. So if women equals 21, then men equals 21 plus 17, which is 38. So let's add the men and the women. So we've got 21 women and 38 men, which gives us a total of 59 guests. That answer is incorrect because there were 61 guests. Now, just looking at that 59 and 61, it looks like we need 2 more people at the party. So what we'll do, we're going to try the next option, that if the women equals 22, then men, remember there are 17 more men than women, so men would equal 22 plus 17, which is 39. Adding the women and the men together, that would be 22 plus 39 is 61 guests. And that's what the question says, that there are 61 guests at the party. So it looks like 22 women is correct. Now, another method of doing this question would be to use algebra. We can let x equal the number of women. So therefore, the number of men will be 17 more, which is x plus 17. So we'll just get that started now. So another method would be, let the number of women equal x, therefore the number of men will equal x plus 17. We can now write up an equation linking the number of men and women. So that means that x, which is the women, plus x plus 17, which is the men, equals 61. Now we just solve that equation. So x plus x is 2x, so 2x plus 17 is 61, which means that 2x equals 61, take away 17. And so we would get that 2x is 44, and therefore x would be 22, remembering that that is the number of women. Now for question 14 of the 2013 calculator paper. Mel drives her car a distance of 40 kilometres at a constant speed of 30 kilometres per hour. How long does the drive take? Pause the video and attempt the question. Now, if we look at the speed of the car, it's 30 kilometers per hour. That means, so 30 kilometers per hour means that you travel 30 kilometers in 1 hour, which is same as traveling 30 kilometers in 60 minutes. Now, she actually drove her car a distance of 40 kilometers. So 30 kilometers would have taken 1 hour. We need to work out how long the extra 10 kilometers would have taken her. So if 30 kilometers takes 1 hour, then 10 kilometers is a third of 30. So to go from 30 to 10, you divide by 3. So dividing 60 minutes by 3, we get 20 minutes. So for that extra 10 kilometers, it would take 20 minutes. And so therefore, if we add these last two values there, 30 kilometers and 10 kilometers, we get 40 kilometers. And so 40 kilometers will take 1 hour plus the 20 minutes, which is 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now, another way of doing this would be to use the formula for distance, speed and time. So like I said, you could use the formula. However, I think this common sense method is a much better way of doing the question. Now for question 15 of the 2013 calculator paper, Josh entered the park through one of the gates. He then walked southeast along a path. After 90 metres, he turned right. He then walked another 30 metres and stopped. Which point on the map shows where Josh stopped? We have a scale here indicating that that distance there is 10 metres and that directly upwards is north. Pause the video and attempt the question. Now, we do have a north sign there, but I would do a north, south, east, west sign. And if he enters the park through one of the gates and then walks southeast, if we look at this compass rose here, southeast would be heading down in a direction like this. So he needs to be heading southeast to start off with. Now, we need to see which gate you enter to be walking in that direction straight away. Now, if we look at walking in this gate, that appears to be a southeast direction. If he walked in through this gate, he appears to be walking up northeast. If he walks through this gate, he appears to be going southwest. And if he walked in through this gate, he would appear to be walking in northwest. So he must enter through this gate here. Okay, so he enters through that gate there for approximately 90 metres, and then he turns right. So if we're going through here, going that way would be left. Coming back here, going down this way would be right. So we'll just put another arrow in there. So he then walks right for approximately 30 metres, which would be about 3 times this length here. And at which point on the map did he stop? And it appears that we've stopped at point D. So you can shade in point D. Question 16 of the 2013 calculator paper. A circle has a circumference of 40 centimetres. Which of these is closest to the radius of the circle? Pause the video and attempt the question. Now, remembering that the circumference is the distance around the outside of the circle, or it's the perimeter of the circle, and the radius is marked there in red. I'll just fix that up. And remembering that the radius is the distance from the centre of the circle to the outside of the circle. So the formula for the circumference of a circle is circumference is equal to 2 pi r. We can then put in that the circumference is 40, so 40 is equal to 2 pi r. Now, I'll just pause the video for a minute. So once again, circumference equals 2 pi r. So putting in the circumference, 40 equals 2 pi r. Now we have to work out what r is. So dividing both sides by 2, we will get 40 over 2 is equal to pi r. In other words, 20 equals pi r. Now dividing, if we divide both sides there by pi, the pi's over here will cancel, and we'll get 20 over pi equals r. Entering that on your calculator, 20 divided by pi is 6.366. So therefore the radius is closest to 3.6 centimetres. You can also just quickly check your answer by going 2 times pi times 3.6, and you should get an approximate answer of 40 centimetres.